to the as apostles of good news, no voices to Yahweh, Shema, Shadow, Shema, Kadosh, Shadow, wanted him to so let's say the right idea, and Shadow, and Muslim teams and Native Americans, as well as bloodline, was together according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33, but Tom Salabila and adoption, neglect the covenants, giving of the law, the service of God and the promises according to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 4. Ecclesiastes 10:7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes working as servants upon the earth, KJV 16. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fools despise wisdom and instruction. So, what is instruction? This life instruction is not necessarily a university, okay, but necessarily the university of the scriptures, okay, because you can make it without going into a university, but you can't make it without going into the Bible. Okay. Proverbs 1:5, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain to wise counsels. Yeah, if you listen to rap music and bullshit, like, okay, half the time of your day, then guess what you think about the rest of the time, and even while you sleep? Yeah, you think, most likely, okay, I don't say that maybe you want to outbalance, okay, from going maybe into scientific topics or studying, okay, and you want to just hear maybe a little bit bullshit just to balance maybe a little bit, so yeah, right? Like, sometimes I hate TikTok, I really hate it, but sometimes I just go there for 1-2 scrolling, for 1-2-3 times scrolling, okay, making sure that there's maybe another news that I miss otherwise, okay. Or sometimes I just go in there to see what is happening in the world, because I was reading so much that day, so I can't read articles anymore, or digital newspaper, so to speak, right? And reading in general, okay, it's difficult for most people, okay, most people just scroll their life, basically. Okay, that's why I hate TikTok, but is it now that I yeah, for example, I don't have Netflix, okay, can't remember last time I had Netflix, right? Do I watch movies? Yes, okay, but what I mean is, okay, even watching movies the whole time can be the opposite of building, okay. So is it increasing learning if you study scientific topics? Okay. Not necessarily, right? But you have to have also something that balances basically your life and the truth, right? You can't just 24/7 teach the scriptures. Still, one brother goes into the meat, and the other, he also was not that super deep, right? But both do what is required quite often. Yeah. Um, Colossians 2:8, beware lest any man spoil you to philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ? Yeah, KJV, of course, Yahweh Shai. And yeah, you have a lot of different philosophies out there. Okay, and even if you study topics in the world, okay, you study them so much, so you will think you're special, right? You think you're special because according to the world you're maybe wiser on certain topics than maybe others, people in the world or others. Okay. But in the end, that all doesn't matter. What matters is, okay, what matters is to not being deceived by philosophy and those, those, how can I say, false, false doctrines. Okay. Titus 2:1, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. Yeah, you can't use the philosophies, which are also philosophies, okay, of those other Israelite groups. I mean, Sicarii, ISUPK, you know. Of course, they're all from America, but here in Germany we don't have stuff like that. Okay. Most black people think they're Africans. Okay, let them be Africans. Okay. Let them be Africans if they want. Okay. This is anyway Egypt. Okay. Yeah. You know, what is it called? IUIC, right? So there are different doctrines, man. Okay. Like sometimes stuff which if you hear it, you really ask yourself, where do they have it from? Okay, like if it's not from the scriptures, where is it from? Okay. Proverbs 10:17. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. Yeah, like yeah, like even science. I love science. Okay, so this is basically what Esau does. Okay, Esau lives like, like the Bible is there. He knows the Bible, but for some reason he finds verses in the Bible that are not even there to basically to make a verse a commandment to knock, man. Okay, like he knocks out a verse that says, for example, if the Bible would say, don't don't eat don't eat literal uh, 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 I don't know, what is it? Okay, don't eat cats, for example. Okay, and guess what? He finds things in the Bible that are not even there to tell you why why you don't have to uh, 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 why you don't have to listen to that. when it says directly, like you can't. Okay, but guess what? I saw something today. Esau creating mixed hybrid animals. I mean tiger lions. Okay, like he really does that stuff. I don't know if that dude knows the Bible, but it just reminds you of the nature of Esau. Okay, like these things have a reason. Okay, look at nature itself. It you know, animals like that, they can't multiply really, right? Why is that? Because nature itself has a problem with that. So it's not just the Bible you bug outs. Anyway. Okay. That's why I love science oftentimes. Always, if it's real science, of course. Okay, but the scripture doesn't say for coincidence that there's a lot of science falsely so called. Okay. Like humans come from monkeys, for example. Like, then you go into the museum and you have plastic monkey humans in the museum, right? Not that I went a lot also into museums, and real fakes are rare. Okay, of course. Okay, if you can understand. But they make sure if you go into a lot of museums out there, okay, that you will believe that this is actually a real monkey human. Okay, so it's not about faking every last object in a museum. It's about that one object. That's the way you have to understand. Okay. And you see it. That's actually all what you need to make those people believe that they really come from monkeys. Yeah, anyway, double honors to the Alice and Apostle of Good Wilson and Chilwell.